Hello everybody, welcome back to JC Tutorial Videos. Today we're going to do the Shergood Sky Crane. So we're going to jump right on in and get this thing started up. We're going to go ahead and click on our tablet and go into Startup. Alright, so we're going to verify that our parking brake and nose wheel lock are set. Set and set. Verify master switch panel as follows. External power as required, on for GPU start. We're not doing a GPU start today. Inverter, ignition, generator, rectifier, pod power, anti-ice, switches off. These are all right here. Generators, rectifier, anti-ice, inverter, and ignition switches, all off. Landing gear in the jack position. It's located right here. Up is jack, down is kneel. Tail skid as required. Don't need the tail skid, don't need to worry about it, so it is down. And battery switch on, check illumination of caution lights. Battery switch is located here. Battery switch is on. Caution lights come on. GPU connect as required, don't need it. Forward, aft, tanks, fuel switches off, and auxiliary pumps are off. These are forward pumps, aft pumps, and then located up here are our auxiliary tanks. All switches are off. Alright, fuel shut-off levers. Those are the two red levers here and here. Those are both in the off position. N1 levers. N1 levers are our orange ones. Those are both in the off position. Overhead lights as required, and APP master off. So overhead panel, no lights are required right now, and our APP master is off. Now we're going to check our advisory patterns. Generator 1 and 2, rectifier 1 and 2, fuel pressure 1 and 2, stage 1 servo, AFCS servo pressure, second stage servo, co-pilot pedal heat, hoist oil pressure, and pilot pedal heat, rotor brake pressure, first stage servo tail, and parking brake on. So let's go through here. We got our generators, rectifiers, oil pressures, first stage, second stage, AFCS, co-pilot pedal heat, hoist oil pressure, pilot pedal heat, rotor brake, and first stage servo, tail rotor servo, and our parking brake. All caution lights on that are supposed to be on. So we're going to switch caution panel to test and verify that all lights come on. This is here. Alright, everything lights up. And put it back to normal. Switch it back to normal. Fire guard posted. This would be somebody outside making sure that when I start this aircraft something doesn't catch on fire in the back because it's such a large aircraft. So APP clear. If I could type today. And we're going to go ahead and clear. APP power on. Master on. Check the low pressure light. And press and hold till N1 at 40%. Pressing, holding, and it's past the 4. That's the 4 right there. That's when we were making sure. Oop, a little too close there. Alright, generator and rectifier switches to on. Generator 1, generator 2, rectifier 1, rectifier 2. Check transmission, utility hydraulics, and hoist hydraulic pressures. Transmission pressures are here. Both of those are in the green. Hoist pressure, hoist oil is here. And hoist hydraulic pressure in the green. All 4 of those gauges are in the green. Next, inverter switch to on. Inverter switch on. check. Number 1, generator caution light on. Number 1 and number 2, rectifier, oops, sorry, skipped a step. Number 1, generator switch to off. That's right here. Right there. Okay, generator number 1 light is on. So caution light is on. Number 1 and 2 rectifier lights are off. Turn generator number 2 off. Check Gen 2 light on. Rectifier 1 and 2 lights off. Gen 1, Gen 2 on. Rectifier 1, rectifier 2 off. Inverter switch to off. And now we're going to check that number 1 and number 2 rectifier lights have come on. Check, check. Alright, generator 1, number 2, and the inverter switch back on. 1, 2, and inverter back on. And check that all the lights went back off, which they did. Alright, GPU disconnect. If you were on a GPU, you would pull the power now, and that's your external power switch. You would turn that to off. Pedal heat switch on, and check that the caution light is out. So pedal heat is here, and no more pedal heat light, which was here, right there, that one. Alright, now for the fuel system. Engine 1 fuel pump switches on. Okay, that's number 1. Forward tank pump 1, aft tank pump 1. And then we check engine 1 pump lights out. Number 1 and number 2 pressure lights remain on. Pressure lights on. Next, open fuel valve 1, pressure, and then number 1 pressure light goes out. This is fuel valve 1, and the pressure light has gone out. Cross feed switch on. Number 2 fuel pressure remains on. Cross feed on. Number 2 fuel pressure still on. Open fuel valve number 2, and the fuel pressure 2 light goes off. Number 2 open, light is off. Cross feed switch to close. Fuel valve pressure light on. Cross feed to close. And our pressure light is not coming back on. It might be a typo. Cross feeds closed. Number 2 fuel pressure valve light. Okay. We'll have Kelly check that. Moving on to the next page. Fuels continued. Engine 2 pump switches to on, and then the fuel light should go off. So we're just going to go ahead and turn those on. And then auxiliary switches are off, which we never turned them on, so yeah. Alright, fuel test to whatever that stands for. And then we're going to read. Okay, so this is your fuel test switch right here. I'll flip that on. 0, 0, 0. And turn it back on. I think it stands for indicator. Alright, fuel to... Alright, so if we had the tail skid up, we would put it down now. And we're going to turn our anti-collision lights on. Anti-collision is kind of hiding. This is it right here. Kind of hides underneath those switches. Position light would be here. Remember, if you're on a night flight, position lights come on. And right behind there is the aft, which is kind of hard to hit, so you might have to come out cam over. There we go. And collision lights are on. Alright. Position light as required. Remember, if you're starting when it's dark, position. Alright, engine 1 start. Fire guard posted. We don't have a fire guard today. N1 lever to shut off. Check. Press starter switch. Verify engine 1 starter light is illuminated. And then verify number 1, N1, at least 20%. Okay, we're going to read through this whole thing. Warning, do not turn ignition switch on if N1 is below 20%. A fire or engine explosion may result. So we are going to follow the steps. Okay, press the starter, verify N1 is 20%. This is engine number 1, N1 gauge right there. So we're going to hit the starter. Hold it for a few seconds. Come down here, verify. We are above 20%. Number 1 ignition switch on. And then we are going to advance N1 lever to ground idle. And then we are going to check engine 1 gauges in the green and engine 1 starter light is out. So there's the engine 1 starter light. So we're going to go ignition, ground idle, N1 engine is rising, exhaust temperature, torque, oil, making sure all of our engine 1 gauges are moving into the green here. Okay, green, 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 green. All the engine 1 gauges are green, and we're going to check that our starter light is out again. Alright, rotor engagement, clear outside. We're clear. Rotor brake switch to off, which it was already off. Verify rotor brake on, and the rotor brake caution light is out. So, rotor brake on, and there's the rotor brake caution light. So rotor brake off again. Alright, advanced engine 1, N1 lever to full open. Verify first stage servo, pressure advance in the green arc, and first stage servo caution light is out. Verify transmission pressure and temperature indications in the green arc. Verify engine 1 RPMs and rotor RPMs in the green arc. So, engine 1 to full. See our engine RPMs climbing here. We're waiting for this servo to climb as well. That's the engine 1 RPM there. The inner one is the rotor RPM. It's still climbing. There goes stage 1. Check. And then we're also supposed to check transmission pressure and temperature indicators are still in the green. That's these two right here. Pressure, temperature. Both of those are still in the green. Verify engine RPMs and rotors are in the green. We're just shy of the green on rotors, but that could be because of the angle that we are looking at. Yeah, look at that. That's up there in the green. Fire guard posted for engine number 2. Same procedure as engine 1. N1 lever to shut off. Press the starter switch. Verify the starter light is on and is illuminated. Verify engine 2 and 1 is at least 20%. Ground idle. Yep, sorry, nope, we're into shut off here. We don't want to blow up. That stays in shut off. My apologies. We are in shut off. Press the starter switch. That's this button, right? Nope, this one right here. This is engine 2. You know you can't see it behind the lever. That's engine number 2. Pressure. Okay, N1 is above 20%. Ignition on, and advance N1 to ground idle. Ignition on. Lever to ground idle, engine 2 started. N1 to 100%. Exhaust temperature. Oil and oil pressure. Okay, engine 1 gauges are green and the engine starter light is out. And then advance the lever to full open. Full open. Second stage servo and verify engine RPMs. Second stage turbo in the green. And that second needle there is engine number 2. It's in the green. After engine start, ignition switches off, APP stop, master off, anti-ice as required. So the ignition 1, ignition 2, both off. Cam up here, we're going to go ahead, APP stop. And wait for that to go all the way down. There's our low oil for the APP. And master switch off. This concludes the startup of the S-64. Okay. Next we're going to go ahead and do the shutdown process of the 64. Alright, AFCS disconnect. We're not running anything. Collective pull down, cyclic centered. There we go. Nose wheel handle locked. Our nose wheel is locked. Parking brake set is also set. We're going to start our APP by turning the master switch on. Check the low pressure light and hold until N1 is past 20%. Master on, low pressure, and press and hold until it's past 40%. There's 40. Next, we are going to N1 levers to ground idle. So the easiest way is to click the actual lever here. 1 and 2 to ground idle. Number 2 engine, N1 to shut off. 2 engine to shut off. And we're going to go ahead and engage the rotor brake. Rotor brake is engaged, and here you can see rotor is decreasing. Engine 2 RPMs is already at 0. Next we are going to engine number 2 N1 lever shut off. Engine number 1 N1 lever shut off. Number 1 and number 2 fuel valves to off. Number 1, number 2 to off. APP accumulator recharge, verify engine 1 off. Press engine 1 start button. Verify APP hydraulic pressure caution light is out. Press engine 1 stop button. So, engine number 1 N1 is off. Press the starter button. Verify the caution light is out. APP pressure caution light. Pretty sure it's above us. Yeah, it's gonna be this one here. Pressure light is out. Press the stop button. Press engine 1 stop button. Anti-collision lights off, position lights off, which you're gonna have to cam up here again. Position lights, anti-collision lights off. All switches except battery, inverter, and rotor brake turn off. So rectifiers, generators, and we don't have anything on up here. Okay, stop APP. It's right here. Let that stop. Master switch the APP off. Wait for trans oil pressure caution light off. Let's see. Here's the trans oil pressure. Okay, wait for it to come on, and then we can go ahead and switch inverter and all switches off. And all light switches off. Here's the inverter. That's off. We don't have any internal lights on. And then we can turn the battery switch off. And the battery is off. You've now successfully started up and shut down the S-64. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to check back soon for more instructional videos on the Shergood aircraft.